In this video, we will continue with the binomial theorem. You will find this on page 87 in the Namibian AS-Level Mathematics textbook y equals mx plus c to success. In the expansion of 2x to the power 2 minus 1 over x to the power of 15 in descending powers of x, find the sixth term. Okay? The term which is independent of x and the term containing x to the power of 6. Okay, now let's start. Now remember, the formula for the position of the term was r plus 1. That was the position of the term. So r plus 1, if I say the sixth term, then r plus 1 must be equal to 6. So r, I subtract the 1, so r is actually 5. So then it will be t, 5 plus 1, that will be the sixth term, that formula, that's very important. So it's 15 over 5, okay, and now just remember your formula. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. So basically, I take the first term, now I'm going to move it a bit up, down, let you see the term, yes, there is the term. Okay, I take the first term, can you remember, and I say 15 minus 5. And then I take the second term, grab that sign, and then I just say this value of r, 5. And then I basically just work it out. So the term 6 will be, press on your calculator, 15, that NCR, 5, you get 3003. And then you just simplify this. This is 15, it's 10, so it's 2 to the power 10. X to the power 10 times 2, 20, minus, and then 1 over, okay, this is to the power 5, this is to the power 5, and it's like this. And then basically, I'm just, 2 to the power of 10, times this 3003, times the negative 1, and then it will give me that value. And then this is 20, and this is 5. So I subtract, because this is on top. Remember, this is on top. So I subtract, and it's 50. And there is my term. Okay, that's the sixth term. Now, if they say the term independent of x, then it means there must not be an x. Then it's the term which is just which is going to represent the constant term. So the power of x will be 0. So I will say r plus n term. Now, I first make it 15r. I don't know what's this r, but I do exactly the same. I take the first term, this is the first term, and I say 15 minus r, and I take the second term, there's the second term, and it's just r. Now I just simplify it in terms of r. So I get, if I'm going to multiply this one, it's going to be that 2 to the power of 15 minus r, this is x, which is 2, 15 minus r. This is, break this 2 up, so it's negative 1 to the power r, and then x, because it's coming up, and if it's coming up, it's going to be like this, and if I multiply it with r, it's going to be negative r. Okay, so I separate the bases. Every base is now having its own index. Now I just simplify. Remember, this is the constants, okay, and this is the variables. So I bring all the constants to the front, okay? And there's the variables. And now this is 30. Can I just show you there? This is going to be 30 minus 2r, okay? So minus 2r, and then that one plus that negative r. But actually it's just going to become 30 minus 3r. Okay, and there is separated. Now it's simplified in terms of r. Now what do I do now? Now I say, to have x to the power of 0, I want this, I can highlight it to you, I want this must be 0. Okay, and then I get r. So what was r? It's negative 30 divided, so it's 10. So here's the independent term of x is now it's 15, 10, and I can just substitute it now in my simplified one. Where is my simplified one? Because that will become 0, so there. I just basically substitute it there, the 10. Okay, because if I can, even actually I substitute it there, but 30 minus 30 is 0, and anything to the power of 0 is 1, because that's the whole idea. And then I simplify this, and this is my constant. Now, Now, I take it a little bit further. The term containing x6. Now, if the term that containing x0, so now I'm just taking, where am I now? Here. Now, instead, I just take that part, just like I did there and equal to 0, I will now just take that and equal to 6. That's basically what, it's actually this, do you see? Now, instead of 0, I will just put 6. And if I simplify this, I get the value of r is 8. Okay, and now I substitute it in, I say 15, 8, and then I just substitute the r, so work with that formula. Let's just see 2x. Let's just see quickly what formula we are working with. So it's 2x squared, 15 minus 8. Oh, yes. Basically, I'm just taking the front term. You can work with this, but I basically just take the first term. This is the first term, and I say 15. This is the second term, 8. So make it easy. Okay. And then I'm basically going to substitute, simplify this to get the values, and then 14 minus 8, that will also be 6. I just want to see if I can use, and I'm going to test it quickly. Say, for example, you were just using this part. I did it to the original one. Okay, but say, for example, you were saying 15, and I'm going to test it here. And you're going to say 2, and it's 15 minus 8. It's going to work. I just show you. Minus 8, negative 1, 8, and then x, x, 30 minus 3 and 8. Okay, let's just simplify this. So then if I'm doing this, I say 15 NC and 8, just like I did there, and I get that same 6, 4, 3, 5, and then I'm multiplying. This is 15 minus 8, it's going to be that 7, so it's 2 to the power of 7, and that's 1 to 8. Just want my pen to be correct. 1 to 8. And then anything, this is negative, so it's just becoming positive because it's an even number. And then x, and this is 30 minus 3 times 8, 24, so this is 6. And if I simplify this, then I will just get 6, 4, 3, 5 times 1 to 8 times 1, and that will give me exactly 8, 2, 3, 6, 8, 0, x to the power 6. The only reason I think why you will rather go to the original is maybe you made a mistake here and you continue with your mistake. So then this method will then be safer. Okay, but if you worked with this one, you will arrive at the same answer. Just keep it in mind. Okay. I want you to stop the video and I want you to do number 2. Okay. Again, you can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay. In the expansion, and now I'm just going to write first down. It's 1 over 2x squared minus x, and that is going to be to the power of 9. In descending powers of x, find the 6th term. Okay. Now, don't forget for the 6th term, then it's just going to be r plus 1 will be 6. So therefore, r, it is the 6th term. So r will be 5. So for the 6th term, so use the formula. Use the formula, and this is a very important for binomial. R plus 1 equals n over 3 a, and that's the first term, and then b is the second term, So just keep this in mind. This is your important formula. And I'm using it now. So I'm going to say T. I have now R is 5. So it's 5 plus 1. And then there's 9. So it's 9. And this is R. Don't forget R is there. 5. Then I take my first term. And remember, it's 9 minus 5. I subtract that 2. Then I grab that sign, my last term, and it's just going to be the 5, just the value of R. Okay. Now I simplify this. Use your calculator, otherwise it's too long. So I say 9 NCR 5, and it's 126. And now it's going to be 1 over 2x squared. Okay, I'm just simplifying it a little bit. 4. I will now do that. And if it's 5, it's an odd number, so it stays in there, and it's x to the power of 5. Okay. So now I continue with this one. Okay, 1 to the power of 4 will just be 1, but 2 to the power of 4 will be 16, and 2 times x to the power of 8. And then, if I say 1 to 6, divide 16, multiply -1. So 1 to 6, divide 16, multiply -1. It's going to be -63. Just press Shift ABC if it's giving you a decimal. 63, 8. And then, don't forget that this one is on top and this one is at the bottom. So the big one is at the bottom, and 8 minus, it's 3. Actually, that line goes on. So it's -63, 8x to the power of 3. Okay, and that's how you do it. Now, I'm going to look at number B. Okay, let's just clean. Otherwise, I'm going to struggle with space. Okay. Number B, the term which is independent, of x. If the term is independent of x, then the term is a constant term. The power of x is 0. Okay, so the r plus 1 term. This is what I will first, in terms of r, I will first get that. So I'm basically going to just say it's 9. So I put the r. I first want to get it in terms of r. Then I take my first term, and it's 9 minus r. And I take my second term, and it's just r. And I start simplifying it. Okay, this one is fine. Now, if I do this one, then let's make a half. So if I bring the 2 up, so it's 2 negative 1, and then it's 9 minus r. And then my x, bring it up, so it's x negative 2, and it's 9 minus r, and it's negative x, and it's r. I think what I'm going to do in this one, I don't want to be with the negative. Separate it. So make it -1 to the power of r, and make it x to the power of r. Okay, now I can work better with it. So I will have 9 over r. Now I will bring my numbers to the front. So I have 2. This will be 2. Let's just take it out. So this will be -9, and this is so make it r minus 9, because it's actually -9 plus r. Just want to make sure that you don't think that this is a negative. It must be out there. Okay. Bring this one also to the front, -1 r. So first your numbers, the basis, which is numbers. Okay. And now you can work with your x. Now this is going to be x. And this is it's going to be -18 plus 2r. So it's better to say 2r minus 18. And don't forget that this one is actually r. So I didn't simplify this 2. So let's just simplify that 2. So it's 2r minus 9, negative 1, r. And now comes my x. My bases are the same. Now it's 2r plus r. Do you see? So I'll just add that 2. So it's 3r minus 18. I must just have 1 there. Okay. So if I want the independent, that means this must be x to the power of 0. So then, therefore, the free, it's almost, yes, let me put this step in. I didn't put it in. Let me put it in. It's like I want to say, okay, I'm going to just, sorry, just want to write it better. So I want to say that x, 3r minus 18, must, but I want to have it 0. Do you follow? So therefore, 3r minus 18 must be 0. I equate that. Okay. So if I do that, I'm going to say 3r is equal to 18. So r will be 18 divided by 3 will be 6. Okay. So now I'm going to say hence the term independent of x will now be, and now I'm just going to move it up. I'm going to put now 6. So I'm going to say 9 over 6. 9 over 6. And I can just now use this statement. Do you see? So I'm going to basically put it there. 2. Just want to see 2r minus 9. Yes, 2. Oh, let me just show you this one. 2, what is the value of r? The value is 6 minus 9. Negative 1, what is the value of r? It's 6. And then I just show you if you put this x. Because if you put 6, I want to show you just what happens. You don't have to write it, but this will be x to the power of 0. Do you agree? So press that on your calculator. Press 9 NCR 6. What do you get? 84. Then press, this is 2 to the power of negative 3. So 2 to the power negative 1. 2 to the power negative 3. It's 1 over 8. Negative, it's just becoming a positive. So what will this answer be? It will be 84, ABC 8, but if you simplify that, it will be 21 over 2. So if you simplify this, 21 over 2. That will be your constant term. So don't think it's always a whole number. It can also be a fraction. Okay. That was number B. Now, I must be very careful if I do number C because I want to use some of this information in C. Now, if I'm saying to you, and let's start, I'm just going to think I'm going to just make space here. Yeah. Yes, I think I can do it. Oh, I can do it up to here. Okay. So let's just go for number C. Okay. So if I'm asking you, what is the question again? Sorry, I just have to. The term containing x6. So if it's actually saying that x 3r minus 18 is equal to x6. Do you see? So therefore, 3r minus 18 is equal to 6. Okay? Because the bases are the same. So 3r equals 18, 6 plus 18, which is 24. So therefore, r is equal to 8. Okay, so if I said 7, I would have just put a 7, or 5 or 4, I would just put it there. And now I can either use the original, or I can just substitute it in that step. Okay, the value of 8. But I think sometimes I prefer just going to the original, just because I'm afraid maybe I might. But if you made a mistake there, you would have also, it will go through. So you could have done it. But let's do it like the textbook. So in the textbook, I will just now go and I will just say 9, 8, a textbook example. And then I will take my first term. And what was your first term? It was that 1 over 2x squared. And 9 minus 8 is just, okay, 9 minus 8, or just 1. And then the second term, and then just 8. Okay, so I'm not putting, but it will give you the same, and I showed it already to you. Okay, so then I press on my calculator, 9, NCR 8, and I get 9. And I simplify, okay, this is 1. This is nice. So it's just 1 over 2x squared. And this, because it's negative, it becomes a positive, because it's an even number. If it was odd, it stays negative. If it's even, it becomes positive. So it's just x8. Okay, now remember, this is on top and this is at the bottom. So basically, I'm just going to have that 9 over 2. Okay, there's the 9, there's the 2, and I subtract. So 8 minus 2, that's 6. So that's x to the power of 6, or just 9 over 2 x to the power of 6. Oh, so far. And that's how you do it.